So to get the call to be a part of that legacy is really shocking and thrilling. And again, I think what I love about Timon and Pumbaa is that they're the comic relief. The Lion King is, it's a sad story in a way. It's definitely a moving story. It's not just this big splashy comedic animated musical the way we sometimes see. There's a lot of emotion in it, a lot of levels to it. And I, along with Seth, get to be sort of the comic presence, the most bold comic presence of the movie, and that's something that I enjoy doing, obviously. And so, Timon and Pumbaa are iconic characters, so it really is an honor to get to sort of do my spin on it, I guess. I think Timon is a bit of a showman. At least I'm playing him that way. I think Timon likes to be the center of attention. He's this little guy. I'm a pretty big person in real life, but Timon is small, but he behaves like a big person. And he has a big personality. There's a great sense of entitlement. He's very quick to make himself the center of attention and then also let you know how exhausted he is by all of it. And I'm playing around with that a lot. And, I relate to him, his sarcasm, his energy, he has a lot of personality. Seth is so genuinely charming. And just, his voice is so instantly recognizable. It's so unique, and there's so much charm there and so much likability, and a real vulnerability that I think fits Pumbaa perfectly. And I think, we're a really good mix, I think. It's like a good yin and yang scenario with me and Seth. Well, it's Hakuna Matata, and people really love Hakuna Matata. And Hakuna Matata as a phrase has stayed with us for the decade since the original Lion King. That's part of the cultural lexicon. So, on the one hand, you don't want to mess with it too much because people want to hear Hakuna Matata. I mean, Hakuna Matata was pretty solid already. At the same time, we're throwing in some jokes here and there. We don't want to just copy what Nathan and Ernie Sabella did with the original Timon and Pumbaa. We want to put our spin on it. John's amazing. I really, sometimes you work with people that you don't trust as much or you don't know whether you can trust them, especially with comedy because it's so subjective, But with John, I know his previous work. I know him as a person. I fully and completely trust his point of view, so it's never really a fight. He's so collaborative. He chose me to be in it. I didn't have to audition for it. He knew my work and he wanted me in this. So I trust the fact that he trusts me. And likewise, it's very much a two-way street. I trust him too. And he's living with The Lion King, day in and day out for years and preparing this movie. So no one knows it better than he does.
I was a huge fan of the original movie. I grew up with it. I've seen it so many times, but yeah, and so it's a little hard at first to kind of separate yourself from it and to just not organically do the thing that the other person's doing. But I think it's different enough that it became pretty clear pretty early that there would be ways to create a new dynamic between the characters, basically. It's so gratifying and amazing, and the idea of getting to relive that story in a new way is really exciting. I think as a someone who loves the movie, it's exciting knowing that I get to watch another version of that movie, and that it'll deliver on all the stuff that I love and elevate it probably in some way, because it is so contemporarily, executed in such a new way. Seeing him interact with his team is those kinds of things to me are what's really helpful. Seeing him talk to his composer, seeing him talk to the DP, seeing him talk to the writer, seeing how those people interact, seeing Hans talk to Pharrell about different ways to approach the songs. I mean, that kind of stuff is like a dream come true, and I fully try to absorb it and listen to what everyone's saying yeah, and then steal the good stuff and apply it to my own work whenever possible.
Hey, it's Lisa with more on animation. Did you know for The Lion King, the first script, which was titled King of the Beasts and then King of the Jungle, featured Scar as a lone lion unrelated to Simba who was in charge of a pack of vicious baboons. Interesting concept, no? Now, do you like my t-shirt? You can get one for yourself in the link in the description below. And remember to click here below subscribe and tap the bell to always receive our videos in your feed.